A single betrayal fueled humanity to take everything. The stars above Earth twinkled quietly, like distant fires watching the planet below. Humanity had spread far beyond its home world. Colonies on Mars, the moons of Jupiter, and the asteroid belts were bustling with life. Despite all the progress, humans still relied on the Interstellar Alliance for protection and technology. Many humans did not trust the aliens, but they had little choice. Alex Carter stood on the bridge of the starship Valiant, staring at the view of the Orion Nexus station. The massive alien hub floated in orbit above a blue gas giant, its surface glowing with strange energy fields. Humans had been invited to a diplomatic summit, a meeting of the Alliance Council. The council included species far older and more advanced than humanity. "We need to make a good impression," Alex said to Laura Bennett, who stood beside him examining a tablet filled with data. Laura was a brilliant scientist, known for her work in energy technology and weapons design. Her calm presence always helped Alex think clearly.
"We will," Laura replied. "But remember, some of these aliens do not like humans."
"They think we are reckless and emotional. They have no idea what humans can do," Alex said, a small smile on his face. The summit began in a large chamber at the heart of Orion Nexus. Beings of all shapes and sizes filled the room. Some had translucent skin, others had multiple arms, and many radiated energy that humans could not fully understand. At the center sat Robert Harris, the human diplomat who had earned the Council's trust over the years. He smiled at the assembly, confident and composed. Alex felt uneasy. Something about Robert did not feel right. He shrugged off the feeling. Humans were known for suspicion, and maybe he was just being cautious. The meeting started smoothly. Robert presented human achievements in science, technology, and exploration. He spoke about the colonies on distant planets, the energy weapons developed by Laura, and the courage of human soldiers like Alex. For a moment, the aliens seemed impressed. Then, the discussion moved to security. Robert presented a plan for joint defense, but unknown to the humans, he had secretly copied the human fleet's strategies and shared them with the Carvens, a powerful alien species that had been quietly hostile to humans. Alex noticed a few subtle gestures from the Carvens. They nodded in ways that suggested they had information humans did not. Laura frowned as she sensed the tension. "Something is wrong," she whispered to Alex. Before they could react, a sudden alert shook the chamber. Holographic screens lit up, showing explosions on human colonies. Ships were burning, and alarms echoed through the station. "Attack!" shouted a Carvan commander. The aliens had used the information Robert gave them. Human colonies on distant planets had been ambushed. Thousands were lost in hours. Ships, buildings, and entire communities were destroyed. Alex grabbed Laura's arm. "We need to get to the Valiant, now." They ran through corridors filled with panicked humans and aliens alike. Security forces tried to hold the attackers back, but the Carvans moved with speed and precision. The betrayal was clear. Robert Harris had sold humanity out for reasons that no one understood yet. On the bridge of the Valiant, Alex and Laura began coordinating a response. The human fleet was unprepared, but Alex knew humans had something the Carvans did not: creativity and courage. "We have to protect the colonies we can still reach," Alex said, "and we need to survive. Humanity cannot let this betrayal destroy us. I have some energy shields ready for deployment. They are experimental, but they might buy us time." Alex looked back at the burning planets. Anger and determination filled him. Humans had been humiliated, but they would not stay weak. The next days were a blur of chaos. Human survivors evacuated to safer colonies. Alex led rescue missions, dodging caravan patrols and using hit-and-run tactics. Laura tested her new shields in real battles, and they held just long enough to save hundreds of lives. Ethan Gray, the commander of the human flagship fleet, coordinated strikes against supply lines to slow the Carvens' advance. In one small battle, Alex's team encountered a caravan ship that had trapped dozens of civilians. Outnumbered, Alex devised a clever maneuver. He flew the Valiant close to an asteroid field, using the rocks to block the caravan ship's sensors. With precise timing, human fighters attacked from multiple angles, forcing the Carvans to retreat.
Humans cheered. "They will never underestimate us again,"
Alex said to Laura as they watched the ship return safely. But even in victory, the human leaders knew the betrayal ran deep. Robert Harris had vanished after the initial attack. Some suspected he had fled to the Carvens. Others thought he might still be within the Alliance, hiding and waiting for another chance. Alex convened a meeting with Laura, Ethan, and other surviving human leaders. The room was tense. Maps and star charts covered the walls, showing lost colonies, safe zones, and enemy positions.
"We have two choices," Alex began.
We can wait for the Alliance to help, or we can take action ourselves. The Carvens will not stop, and the Council may not care. Humanity cannot rely on anyone else. I agree, Laura said. We have the technology and the people. We can fight, but we need to be smart. We cannot lose more lives to betrayal. We must remember what happened here, Ethan added. Humans are underestimated. We are underestimated because we are different, but we can use that to our advantage. We are not just strong.
We are clever and adaptable.
Human fleets would regroup, hidden in uncharted space. Colonies that survived would become training and research hubs. Experimental weapons would be tested. Humans would strike where the Carvans least expected. Despite the fear and anger, a sense of unity grew among the humans. The betrayal that had once brought despair now became a spark of determination. They would rise from the ashes. They would not just survive, they would make the Carvens regret ever attacking them. Alex walked through the corridors of the Valiant late at night. He watched human soldiers preparing for the next missions. Some cleaned weapons, others studied star maps, and a few wrote letters to family members on distant colonies. He felt a surge of pride. Humanity was small compared to the vastness of the galaxy, but they had spirit, courage, and the will to fight.
"We will take everything," Alex whispered to himself.
Our homes, our honor, and someday we will make sure no one ever betrays us again without paying the price. They thought this betrayal would break us, she said softly. They were wrong. They have no idea what humans are capable of. Alex nodded, looking at the stars stretching endlessly before them. They will learn soon enough. One betrayal is all it takes to ignite a fire. And so, humanity began its journey. Out of the darkness of loss and betrayal, a determination burned brighter than any star. They would survive, they would adapt, and they would rise to claim their place among the stars. The galaxy had seen the beginning of human fury, and it would not forget it. Thought the humans had retreated to the outer colonies. But defeat did not break their spirit. On the red deserts of Mars, hidden asteroid bases, and the icy moons of Jupiter, humans quietly rebuilt their strength. The betrayal by Robert Harris and the attack by the Carvens had left scars, but it had also lit a fire that would not be extinguished. Alex Carter stood on the observation deck of the newly repaired starship Valiant. The ship had been upgraded with Laura Bennett's experimental shields and weapons. Its engines glowed faintly in the dark hangar bay. The Valiant would lead humanity's first counterattack. We cannot just defend anymore, Alex said, speaking to Laura and Ethan Gray. We need to strike. If we wait, the Carvens will grow stronger. We must hit them where it hurts. Laura nodded, her hands adjusting the controls of a small hollow table displaying enemy positions. I've been working on stealth ships. Small, fast, hard to detect. We can use them for raids and to gather intelligence. We can surprise them. Ethan rubbed his chin. We are outnumbered. The Carvens have more ships, more technology, more experience. But humans have something they do not: unpredictability. We fight differently. We adapt. We will use that. The first mission was simple, but dangerous. A Quran supply convoy was moving between two colonies. If humans destroyed it, they could save countless survivors and slow the enemy's advance. Alex led a squad of 5 ships, including the Valiant Strybelt. Rocks floated like silent ghosts, masking their approach. The Carvens did not expect humans to use natural obstacles as cover. Remember, Alex said over the comms, speed and precision. We strike fast, then disappear. No mistakes. The convoy appeared on the sensors. 3 massive Curvan freighters, escorted by smaller attack ships. Humans were outgunned, but Laura's shields protected the Valiant, and the smaller fighters moved with agility the Carvens could not match. Fire on my mark, Alex commanded. The human ships darted from the shadows. Missiles hit the freighter's engines, and energy blasts shredded their hulls. The caravan escorts tried to respond, but the humans moved unpredictably, weaving between asteroids. After 10 minutes of chaos, the convoy was destroyed. The Valiant and its squad returned to a hidden base before the Carvens could organize a counterattack. Humans cheered. It was a small victory, but it proved something important. Humanity could fight back. Back on Mars, Alex walked through the base's corridors, observing the workers and soldiers preparing for the next strike. Children played near the reactor cores. Families worked together to repair damaged equipment, and engineers tested new weapons. Laura worked tirelessly in the lab, adjusting energy shields and testing new weapons designs. You never rest, Alex said, smiling. Humans cannot rest, Laura replied. Every day we wait is a day the Carvens gain strength. We must prepare. David, Ethan joined them. We have received reports from scouts. The Carvens are confused. They do not expect humans to fight this way. They are used to overpowering civilizations, but humans fight with cleverness, with courage. Humans began training faster, learning new tactics. Soldiers practiced zero-gravity combat. Pilots flew through asteroid fields, and engineers experimented with new energy weapons that could pierce even caravan shields. Laura's designs included stealth fighters that could disappear from sensors for minutes at a time, and energy cannons that could focus blasts to destroy ships in a single strike. Alex organized elite squads of pilots and soldiers. They were the best humanity had, trained to survive impossible situations. The first strike squad was named the Phoenix Team, symbolizing humanity rising from destruction. Each member had lost family or friends in the initial caravan attacks, and they carried anger and determination in their hearts. A small human colony had been captured by the Carvans. Prisoners were being used for labor, and the Carvans had set up defenses around the colony's main energy plant. Alex planned the attack carefully. This is not just about revenge, Alex said to the Phoenix team. This is about sending a message. Humans will not be crushed. We will fight, and we will win. The squad approached in stealth ships. Laura's shields blocked the energy sensors of the caravans. The humans infiltrated the colony, disabling alarms and moving silently. Within hours, the energy plant was destroyed, and the prisoners were freed. The Carvans tried to fight back, but humans were gone before they could organize a response. "We are learning fast," Ethan said. "Humans adapt better than they realize." News of the raids spread among the colonies and through alien channels. Pupils were no longer seen as weak. They were clever, brave, and relentless. The Carvans had underestimated them, and it was costing them. During a planning session, Laura showed her latest invention, a dark energy warship. It was massive, powerful, and unlike anything the Carvans had seen. The ship could move faster than most known ships and had energy weapons that could destroy multiple targets at once. "This is a game changer," Laura said. "We can strike larger fleets and even defend whole colonies. With this, humans can turn the tide. We can take back our space, and we can make the Carvans pay for every betrayal." As humans launched more strikes, they discovered another advantage. They were unpredictable. While aliens relied on patterns and protocols, humans improvised. In one battle, Alex used a small group of ships to pretend they were retreating, luring the caravan fleet into an ambush. The humans destroyed more than half the enemy ships before disappearing into the asteroid belt. The Carvans were shocked. Reports reached their commanders that humans were becoming a serious threat. They did not understand how humans could fight so effectively while being outnumbered. Back on Mars, Laura and Alex met with Ethan to plan the next moves.
"We need to strike deeper," Laura said. "We cannot just defend our colonies."
"We need to show the Carvans that no place is safe for them," Alex agreed. "And we need to be faster, smarter, and stronger. The Carvans think betrayal will keep us weak. They are wrong. It has only made us stronger." The humans continued training, designing, and planning. Soldiers shared knowledge, engineers tested new weapons, and pilots practiced maneuvers that no alien could anticipate. The more humans fought, the more they learned. Each battle made them stronger, faster, and more creative. Even in the darkest moments, humans found hope. Families rebuilt. Communities grew stronger, and survivors shared stories of bravery. Humans began to understand something important. Their strength was not just technology or numbers, but their spirit. No alien could break that. Alex walked through the training grounds one evening. Young recruits practiced with energy rifles, and pilots flew simulators in zero gravity. He watched Laura adjusting a shield generator and Ethan observing a strategy map. Humanity was becoming something new, something dangerous to any who underestimated them.
They thought a single betrayal would destroy us, Alex said quietly.
"But it only made us remember who we are." Laura looked at him. Clever, stubborn, and fearless. "The galaxy will learn that soon." The night sky over Mars stretched wide and endless. Stars shone like witnesses to humanity's rise. Humans had been betrayed, attacked, and humiliated, but they had taken the first steps to fight back. Small raids, clever strategies, and the unbreakable spirit of survivors had begun to turn the tide. And in the hidden corners of the galaxy, the Carvans began to whisper fearfully about the humans who fought like no other species. The betrayal that had almost destroyed humanity had instead sparked a force that would not be stopped. The Valiant and its fleet would strike again, and the galaxy would see what humans were capable of when pushed to the edge. Alex, Laura, and Ethan looked at the stars together, knowing that the next battles would be even harder. But they were ready. Humanity had risen from the ashes, and nothing, not betrayal, not fear, not alien fleets, could hold them back.
We will take back everything, Alex said, gripping Laura's shoulder.
Every colony, every star, every bit of honor we lost, they will learn the cost of underestimating humans. And with that promise, humans prepared for the next wave of attacks, striking at the Carvens with courage, ingenuity, and a will stronger than any star. The fire of humanity burned brighter than ever, and the galaxy had only just begun to see its power. The human fleet had grown larger and stronger. Small strikes and clever ambushes had given humanity confidence. Colonies across the outer systems now served as training grounds, shipyards, and research bases. Laura Bennett's designs had evolved into powerful warships, faster and more dangerous than anything the Carvens had seen before. Alex Carter stood on the bridge of the Valiant, staring at a star chart. A cluster of caravan colonies lay ahead, surrounded by fleets that dwarfed anything humans had faced. It was risky, but Alex knew that to survive and reclaim space, humans had to go deeper. "This is unlike anything we have attempted," Ethan Gray said, leaning over the console. "We will be outnumbered, and the Carvens will fight to protect their worlds. But humans are not ordinary. We adapt. We improvise, and we do not surrender." Laura adjusted the controls of the dark energy warship, a massive vessel capable of destroying multiple enemy ships in minutes. "Our shields can handle their energy blasts, and our new targeting systems will give us an edge. We can fight, and we can win." The fleet jumped into Carven space, hidden by asteroid fields and gas clouds. Humans moved like shadows, silent and unpredictable. The first sight of the enemy fleets brought tension to the bridge. Caravan warships outnumbered them 3-1, their hulls glinting with deadly energy. "Remember what we practiced," Alex said. "Speed, precision, and unpredictability. We hit hard, then banish. Every attack counts. We save lives and weaken the enemy." The first engagement was chaotic. Small human strike teams darted between the larger enemy ships, using asteroids as cover. Laura's energy cannons cut through Carven shields, destroying ships that the Carvens thought were untouchable. Humans moved in ways aliens did not anticipate, attacking from angles no one thought possible. One caravan commander tried to trap the human fleet in a wide formation. Alex ordered a split maneuver. Half the ships feigned retreat while the others circled behind the enemy. When the Carvens turned to follow, humans struck from the shadows. Explosions lit up the void, and Carvan ships fell one by one. "They are learning," Ethan said. "Humans fight differently. They do not rely on numbers. They rely on thinking." After hours of battle, the human fleet retreated to a hidden base on a barren asteroid. Losses had been heavy, but humans had achieved their goal. Carvan fleets were weakened, and humans had taken prisoners who held valuable information. Alex gathered his leaders. "This is only the beginning," he said. "The Carvans believe they can crush us. They think we are still weak, but we are not. We have learned, we have adapted, and we will strike again."
"We will take back our space." Laura showed the prisoners' data.
It revealed Carvan supply routes, fleet schedules, and colony defenses. Humans used this information to plan their next attacks. Each strike became bolder and more strategic. Small colonies were freed, supply lines cut, and caravan morale began to crumble. The betrayal of Robert Harris was still a shadow over humanity. He had not been seen since the first attack. Rumors spread that he had joined the Carvens fully, providing them with knowledge and guidance. Some humans wanted revenge, but Alex reminded them of a greater goal. "Harris is only one man. Our fight is larger. We fight for all humanity, for our homes, our families, and our honor. In the next months, humans became masters of guerrilla warfare in space. Laura's stealth ships slipped past caravan sensors, striking targets no one thought possible. Humans learned to use the environment to their advantage, hiding among asteroid belts, gas clouds, and even inside debris fields from destroyed planets. One daring mission involved a human strike team attacking a caravan repair station on a frozen moon. The station was heavily guarded, but humans had patience. They waited for weeks, observing patrol patterns, studying weaknesses. When the moment came, they struck in a synchronized attack. The station was destroyed, and human prisoners were freed. The Carvens were shocked.
Humans do not fight like any other species, a captured Carven commander said. They are clever, fearless, and unpredictable.
We cannot control them. Alex knew that this was the beginning of a reputation humans would carry across the galaxy.
Humans were no longer a weak species to be ignored or manipulated. They were becoming a force to fear and respect, but not all was easy. In one battle, a human fleet was trapped by a cavern ambush. The Valiant and its squad were surrounded. Alex remained calm, issuing orders. Split into small groups. Use the asteroids for cover. Fight smart, not hard. Human pilots moved through the rocks, weaving between enemy fire. Laura's shields held against direct blasts, and Ethan coordinated counterattacks. One by one, human ships escaped, inflicting heavy losses on the Carvens. It was a dangerous victory, but it strengthened their confidence. In the quiet moments between battles, humans trained and innovated. Laura continued to improve energy weapons, shields, and stealth systems. She experimented with dark energy propulsion, creating ships that could move faster than most alien fleets could detect. Engineers learned to repair and upgrade ships in record time. Alex and Ethan worked to train the next generation of human leaders. Young officers studied past battles, learning from mistakes and successes. Each pilot, soldier, and engineer knew that they were part of something larger. Humanity was no longer just surviving. They were preparing to dominate. Rumors reached humans of a hidden Carvan capital, a planet heavily fortified and central to their command. Humans knew that defeating it would not be easy, but it would be the turning point in the war. Laura's dark energy warship would play a crucial role, able to strike heavily defended positions while other ships attacked in coordination. "We cannot wait," Alex said in a council meeting. "If we strike now, we can catch the Carvens off guard. Our fleet is stronger than ever, and we are more skilled. The betrayal that started this war will end with humanity claiming victory." Every battle has taught us something. We know how they fight, and they do not know how we fight.
We will use that.
As humans prepared for the deep strike, morale was high. Soldiers, scientists, and civilians worked together, united by a shared purpose. They were no longer a species reacting to betrayal. They were an organized force, creative, relentless, and determined. Alex often walked among the crews, observing, listening, and inspiring. He saw fear, yes, but also courage. He saw grief for lost friends, but also hope for the future. Humans were growing into something greater than they had ever imagined. One night, on the Valiant's observation deck, Alex, Laura, and Ethan watched the stars. The caravan colonies glowed faintly in the distance, unaware of the storm that humans were about to unleash. "They think they have the advantage," Alex said quietly, "but humans have learned too much. They cannot predict us. They cannot control us. The galaxy is about to see what happens when a species refuses to be crushed. The betrayal made us stronger, Every loss, every challenge, every strike has prepared us for this. Humans are ready. Ethan added. We fight for every home, every life lost, every bit of our honor. The Carvens will learn that betrayal against humans is a grave mistake, and so, humanity moved deeper into enemy space. Small fleets struck supply routes, liberated captured colonies, and defeated larger enemy fleets using tactics no alien had seen before. The Carvens were stunned by the humans' cleverness, courage, and relentless determination. The galaxy began to whisper of humanity, a species that refused to be weak. Humans had transformed betrayal and loss into strength, turning the tide of war in their favor. They were no longer victims. They were hunters, strategists, and survivors. Alex looked at Laura and Ethan. The next step is the Carvan capital. That is where we will prove humanity cannot be defeated. The galaxy will remember our name, and no one will ever betray us without paying.
Laura nodded.
We are ready, Alex. Humans are ready. Ethan clenched his fist. They will see what happens when a species refuses to die quietly. Humanity will rise, and the stars will know our power. As the human fleet prepared for the assault on the caravan stronghold, a sense of purpose filled every ship. Each pilot, soldier, and engineer knew they were part of history. The betrayal that had started the war had forged a species stronger than ever. Humans would take back everything, and nothing would stand in their way. And so, in the cold expanse of space, humans advanced, fearless, clever, and united. The turning of the tide had begun. The galaxy had not yet seen the full force of humanity, but soon every star system would know that humans were a species unlike any other. Resilient, unpredictable, and unstoppable, the human fleet moved silently through the dark reaches of space, far from known systems. The Carvan capital, a massive planet encased in energy shields and guarded by thousands of warships, awaited them. Humans had grown stronger with each battle, but this assault would test them like never before. Alex Carter stood on the bridge of the Valiant, staring at the holographic display of the enemy planet. "This is it," he said, voice steady. "Everything we have trained for leads to this moment. The Carvans think they are safe. They will learn how wrong they are." Laura Bennett adjusted the controls of the dark energy warship. "Our shields are at maximum, and the new energy cannons can break through their defenses. But we must strike carefully. One mistake, and we lose everything." Ethan Gray nodded. "We fight smart, not reckless. Humans have learned how to win when the odds are against us. Today we show the galaxy our true power." The fleet split into smaller groups, each moving along different approaches to the planet. Stealth ships slipped past outer defenses while the Valiant and the Dark Energy warship led the main strike. Humans had learned from every previous battle, and this attack would use every trick they had. The first encounter was with the outer fleet. Thousands of Carvan ships moved to intercept humans, confident in their numbers and shields. But humans were unpredictable. They moved in irregular patterns, using the debris of destroyed moons and asteroids as cover. Laura's energy cannons fired from angles the Carvans did not anticipate, destroying multiple ships at once. "They can't predict us," Ethan said, watching the sensors. "Every move we make surprises them." Human pilots darted between enemy ships, weaving like birds through narrow spaces. Small strike teams disabled caravan weapons and engines, causing confusion. Alex directed the fleet with precision, guiding every move to maximize damage while minimizing risk. After hours of battle, the outer defenses were shattered. Human ships moved closer to the planet, where the main energy shields protected the Carvan capital. The planet's surface glowed with energy fields, and massive turrets pointed at approaching ships. "This is the hardest part," Laura said, her hands moving quickly over controls. "Our cannons can break the shields, but it will take all our strength and timing. We strike together. Every ship fires when we give the signal. One coordinated blast and the shield will fall. Then we take the planet." The humans waited, counting every second. The Carvens attempted last-minute reinforcements, but the humans had already predicted their moves. The strike teams had positioned themselves in hidden zones, ready to block any attack. "Fire," Alex commanded. Laura's dark energy cannons unleashed beams of pure energy, hitting the planet's shields at multiple points. The shields shuddered and began to collapse. Human warships fired in unison, breaking through the final defenses. Explosions rippled across the planet's orbit, and the surface shields flickered before failing completely. "We're in," Ethan said, a grin spreading across his face. "The planet is open to us." Carven fleets tried to regroup, but they were disorganized and demoralized. Humans had learned to strike fast, and their unpredictability left the Carvens confused. Humans cut through the remaining defenses, disabling turrets and capturing strategic points. On the surface, human squads landed to secure key installations. Alex led the ground forces, moving swiftly through corridors and bunkers. The Carvens fought fiercely, but humans were better prepared. Laura's technology neutralized their energy weapons, and human tactics outsmarted their defenses. "We are stronger than they imagined," Alex said, leading a squad through a control center. "They thought betrayal would keep us weak, but they were wrong." The capital city fell. Humans captured command centers, communications arrays, and resource depots. The caravan leaders tried to escape, but human forces had already surrounded the planet's key exits. In a private chamber, Alex finally confronted the truth about Robert Harris. The traitor had been hiding with Karav leaders, offering advice and guidance. He looked surprised when humans arrived. "Harris," Alex said, pointing his weapon, "all the pain, all the betrayal, it ends now. Humanity will not be tricked or betrayed again." Robert hesitated, realizing he was powerless. "You cannot defeat all of us," he said, fear in his voice. "We already have," Alex replied. "Humans are stronger than anyone betrayal. We rise from the ashes, and you are nothing now." With Robert captured, humans secured the planet completely. Their fleets repaired, their losses accounted for, and their victories celebrated. Humanity had achieved something no alien thought possible. One act of betrayal had ignited a force so strong that it conquered the enemy at their own heart. On the valiant Alex, Laura, and Ethan looked at the planet below. Fires still burned, but human flags now flew over strategic points. Colonies that had once been lost were liberated. Humans had taken the Carven capital, and the galaxy would remember.
"We have done it," Laura said softly. "Humanity has risen."
"One betrayal, and we became unstoppable." Ethan smiled. "This is just the beginning. Humans will not stop here. We will protect our space, our colonies, and our honor. The galaxy has learned a lesson today." Alex looked at the stars beyond the planet. "They will never forget it. Humanity is clever, fearless, and united. We take what is ours, and we will not allow anyone to betray us again." Messages from human colonies began to arrive. Survivors celebrated, ships returned with supplies, and communications spread news of the victory. Humanity had grown from a victim to a conqueror, but in a way that honored every life lost. every sacrifice made.
Laura turned to Alex.
The galaxy underestimated humans for centuries.
Now they see what we can do when pushed to the edge.
We will not forget our past, Alex replied. We will never allow betrayal to define us.
Humans are stronger than any one enemy, and we will continue to rise. With the caravan capital secured, humans repaired what they could and prepared for the future. The betrayal that had nearly destroyed them had become the spark for their greatest victory. Human technology, courage, and ingenuity had proven stronger than numbers and brute force. As humans celebrated, Alex walked the streets of the captured city, seeing soldiers helping civilians, engineers repairing damage, and families reuniting. The human spirit, forged in adversity, was unstoppable.
We take everything.
Our homes, our honor, our place in the stars, and we will never be weak again. In the following months, humans expanded their influence across former Carvan territories. Colonies were rebuilt, new fleets launched, and humans established themselves as a dominant force in the galaxy. The betrayal of Robert Harris became a story of warning. Humanity may forgets, but it never forgets, and it always grows stronger. The galaxy had learned that humans were a species unlike any other. Clever, relentless, and united, humans had turned loss into victory, betrayal into power, and fear into respect. The stars would remember the rise of humanity, and no species would dare underestimate them again. Alex, Laura, and Ethan stood together on the Valiant, watching the horizon of the planet below. "We survived," Alex said. "We fought back, and we took everything. Humanity will rise, and the galaxy will know our name." Laura smiled, her eyes shining with pride. "We are unstoppable when we are united. The betrayal taught us that. Humans have become what we were meant to be, strong, fearless, and free." Ethan nodded. "And the galaxy will never forget the day humans rose from the ashes. From betrayal to victory, we are the masters of our fate." As the Valiant lifted off from the captured capital, the stars stretched endlessly before them. Humans had conquered not just a planet, but their own fear and doubt. The betrayal that had threatened them had instead fueled a rise so great that the galaxy would remember it forever. And so, humanity's story continued, stronger than ever. Clever, courageous, and unstoppable, humans had claimed their place in the stars, proving that one betrayal could ignite a force no enemy could ever defeat. The galaxy would never be the same.